Streamers, here's a quick idea on how you can create some content for social media platforms based on something that you are probably already doing. Today, I'm going to be talking about repurposing the quotes that you have that you've been taking through something like Stream Elements or Streamlabs and turning them into some content that you can populate out to Twitter, Instagram, a Facebook page, and the like. Now, this does obviously presuppose that you are using a chatbot and that you've got quotes enabled. If not, I'm going to do another video where I show you how you do this, how you use it, and how you can turn around and make that into a thing, make it an element of your stream, and then come right back to this video and use it to create some content for you. But going forward, I assume that you've already done this. If you don't have a non-Twitch content creation strategy, you absolutely need to start one. Here's the thing. Having multiple ways for someone to discover you increases the odds that someone will discover you. If the only way that you are hoping to get discovered is on Twitch, then you are hoping that people find you on Twitch. But if you have a Twitter, if you have an Instagram, if you have a Facebook page, if you've got a LinkedIn page, if you've got a bunch of different social media platforms, you have multiple ways that people can find you. And at the end, you have Twitch as your funnel, that all of your different ways are people interacting with you, and then trying to funnel everybody through to Twitch so that you can then grow as a streamer, which is going to be far more effective than just hoping people find you on Twitch and hoping that you grow by people randomly finding you on Twitch. So here's what you're going to want to do. First, you're going to want to open up some sort of photo editing software. If you don't have anything, use Paint. If you got something more robust than that, by all means, go ahead and use something more robust than this. So first thing that you are going to want to do is you're going to want to bring up your quotes. So what I have up here is my Streamlabs chatbot and a list of all of the different quotes that I have. So for me, I have accumulated like 53 different quotes that myself and my community have helped to create. Just for me, I've gone with silly things that I've said over and over. I've gone silly things that some of my friends have said, and random stuff like that. So we're going to take one of them, my first quote that I have here. One of my favorite parts of this stream is you trying to figure out how to say people's names. We're just going to go ahead and turn that into image that we can propagate out there. So what I've gone and done is I've selected an image that I have of myself that has got some ample space available for some text. So I am going to write exactly that in here. Quote number 1. Super simple. I took that quote, I've spelled it out there in a nice large font available there. I've named it quote number 1. That goes ahead and tells people that this is a quote from my channel and the like. I highly recommend having something else in addition to this, such as pick a title to this, something that's going to unify everything together so that people know that it's going to be this. So like quotes from my channel, the collective amusements from Twitch chat, Fire Mage 23's brilliant quotes, something like that. Something that's going to tie it all together so that people can identify very, very quickly at a glance what this is. That this isn't just something random that you've said, that this is thing from Twitch, then quote, and then the quote itself, something that'll give people whatever you're hoping to give them with them, whether it be a laugh, an insight, something that's going to make them wonder about your stream, something that's going to make them wonder about your sanity, something like that. So write your quote as you saw me do, save it up with a name, and bing, bang, boom, you now have content for your stream. Go ahead and load that up into a social media scheduler of your choice. If you don't have one, I highly recommend you look into a social media scheduler such as Hootsuite, and there you go. And there you have it. You now have a piece of content. You've taken something that you've already done, a quote that you've set up from your community, and you've turned it into something that you can post out to a different social media platform like Twitter or Instagram. Now, the super nice thing about this is that I have on my own 53 different quotes that are available that I can choose from. So I could just super quickly go and create 53 images like this, and then go and schedule them into a social media editor and, sorry, a social media manager, not editor, a social media manager, and suddenly I've got, well, 53 pieces of content. As someone who streams 4 days a week, I could match this up with each day of my streaming schedule, and I've got 13 weeks worth of content that I can schedule out there, which is a crazy amount of content for something that you have already done and you've already created. You don't have to think of quotes, you don't have to come up with any sort of brilliance, just put down whatever the heck you already have in there. Now, if you find yourself, if you were using a more robust editor, you've got something even simpler that is going to make this job ridiculously simple for you, which is, whereas something on Paint, you're going to write it in there and it's there, and then you're gonna open it up and you're gonna save that, and you're gonna open up the original and you're gonna write some new text and the like and everything. On something like this, where I'm using GIMP, literally all I have to do is highlight there, pull my second quote here, and boom, I've got a second piece of content. Excuse the spelling errors, everybody. And there we go, and a fifth quote, and a sixth quote, and it literally takes about as long as you guys are seeing me do this. I'm flipping over to my quotes thing, I'm looking them up, and I'm typing them in. I mean, you've missed the minor step where I'm going to be saving and exporting this into an image that I'm going to be able to put out to something, but I mean, 15 extra seconds onto this. Seriously, once you've gone and started, you can create, like I have here, 53 pieces of content in like 15 minutes. Go ahead and take that time to set up your social media manager and propagate things through, and you can probably be done scheduling out. You probably can't get all 53 pieces in there. Something like Hootsuite uses, on a free account, I think you have like a maximum of 30, but still, you can schedule out a ridiculous amount of this content to go live onto a social profile. You can have all of this done and have a foundation of a social media strategy in 30 minutes with like a month's worth of content. Now, I'm a subscriber to the Gary V School of Content Propagation, which says, I've got a piece of content, why not spread it out to multiple platforms? Now, you do have to do a little bit of transformational work between platforms, but I've created this. This is going to be great for Instagram, but why don't I propagate this out to my Facebook page, which, by the way, is Feldy on Facebook. Why don't I go ahead and put this on Twitter? That's for me, at Feldy on Twitter, if you want to know. And why don't I go ahead and put this to something else? Why don't I go ahead and upload this also to my daily story? Suddenly you've gone and taken one piece of content and you now have 53 of them, and you've put them to 4 different platforms, which is pretty great. Again, given that you've already done the work to have said photo and have the list of quotes already available to you. So there you go. You've got a bunch of content, you've got a strategy to put it out, and suddenly you have a ton of social media presence out there. Not bad for like 30 minutes of work off of something that you've already been doing. Now here's the great thing. If you can get this rolling, this is going to be a self-perpetuating cycle. Because you are putting a bunch of quotes out there to the world and trying to use that to bring people into your stream, people are going to be wanting to have you say some of your favorite quotes. And you can even teach them how to call those quotes, typically something like exclamation quote 17 to call their favorite quote, which is quote 17, and get them to interact with your chat and keep them doing that. And you're now going to have your chat who's also going to be interested in your next quote that you're going to create and try to get you in the mood to maybe say certain things that are going to generate quotes, or try to say things to get you to say so that they can quote you saying that and convince you to do that. So you're going to take your quotes, you're going to put them on social media, you're going to try to get people in who want to interact with you with those quotes, and then they're going to in turn get you to create more quotes, which you can then go ahead and put on more images and propagate out to social media again. I think I've said propagate many times throughout this. Now, slightly more advanced strategy, just slightly more, is change up your images every so often. Instead of taking the exact same image like you saw me have over here, instead of putting all 53 of my quotes onto this image, why don't instead I open up, why not throw five quotes on that first image, and then throw another 5 quotes on this image, and then throw 5 quotes on another image, and then 5 quotes on another image, and then go back to that first image, and 5 quotes on that, and 5 quotes on the second, and 5 on the third, and 5 on the fourth. Suddenly you've got a rotating set of things that is also going to help to keep people's attention, because eventually people will probably grow tired of seeing the exact same image with the same text on it. But if you're changing it up, if you're cycling through things, it's going to be fresh, it's going to be new, people aren't going to assume that they've seen it over and over, which is again going to be useful for making it feel like you're creating a bunch of original and new content and giving people some value rather than rehashing the old content. Now, this is going to take you more time, so depending upon how much time you want to invest in this simple thing, that's up to you, but I do highly recommend doing that. Now, don't stop here. This is the foundational thing of you building a social media platform. I don't want this to be your be-all, end-all of this. If this is all you do, you're going to see some growth, and you're going to see some interaction, but you definitely have taken something low effort and put it out to the world and hope that it'll garner something. So take this and start building on top of that. You've got 1 social media post today over 4 different platforms. Why not do 2 social media things out there? Why not do 3? Why not do 4? That is going to be one of the things that I'm going to be working with you guys on this channel, which is going to be different ideas that you can take what you are already doing to create an effective social media strategy to help you grow as a streamer. I'm also going to be doing you'll also see other content upon how to carry yourself, how to talk, how to do a bunch of other things, because I want you to succeed. I want to see you grow. I want to hear your stories about how you followed something and how it worked for you, and how you are now a 500 average viewer streamer because you started doing some things. Alright, if you like this and if you want to stay tuned for some of those cool other things, please hit that follow button so we can see you in the future. Also, if you want to see how I do some of these things, please follow my social media channels. I'd love to see you guys there. Alright, stay stylish. We'll see you in the future.